The following audio may contain the personal testimonials of some OPTAVIA coaches or clients of OPTAVIA. The results relayed in these messages are based on the unique experiences of the participants, and we cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. While you may be inspired by these accounts, please note that any stories of success have not been verified and your individual path to optimal health will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you consult with a healthcare provider before starting a weight loss program. Yours in health, the OPTAVIA team.
All right. Well, hey, good evening, my friends, and welcome to this tonight's really featuring transformation stories and really what is it like to explore health coaching. My name is Doug Wood, and it's an honor to be here. I'm an independent certified health coach, and that is me, which also you're seeing my video, but that is also my beautiful family. I'm going to stop share just so you know I don't really love pictures of myself on screen. So I want to personally welcome you here tonight to tonight's call. We're just going to hang out for the next 30 minutes. And hello, Amy. Good to see you. Good to see Karen. Good to see all of you in the chat. It's really cool. Obviously, somebody cares a lot about you to invite you to this call. And I've personally been a health coach for almost 10 years now. I've been a client of OPTAVIA for about the same amount of time. And we're just going to dive right into it tonight. So anyway, it's good to have you on. Hello. I see Alabama. I see Arizona. I see the East Coast, the West Coast in the house. And so we're just going to have a good time here tonight. You know, I don't know where you're at and what part of life you're in. I'm just turned 41, and but my life wasn't always this way. You see my family there. I think I have a beautiful family. That's my wife, Tia, my beautiful daughters, Amaya and Caitlin, and of course my son, my miracle son, Phoenix. He's a late bloomer, but Tia had a lot to do with that, her and God, and it's good to make it a family of 5. I had a little bit to do with it, but it was mostly her and God. So anyway, it's really cool just to be here because 10 years ago, that was me getting ready to start another diet, looking for a miracle, frankly, looking for a miracle pill. All right. I was not afraid to try anything. And I don't know where you're at, but with your health or what part of life you're in, but that was me, the owner of a furniture store, but secretly dieting in private and trying to deal with my health in very much private. And it's amazing because of this program that I was able to hop on and see some very good results. But more importantly, OPTAVIA is about always going to that next level and taking not just your health to the next level, but your life to the next level. And I'm always a continued progress. I'm always a continued work in my fitness. I'm not perfect. But that's why I can be a health coach, is because thankfully I did not reach my goal weight or my desired weight by the time I became a health coach. I ended up having a few people saying, Doug, you're looking great. What are you doing? And I was referring some friends and family and some coworkers to my health coach. And, you know, he reached out and he said something to me one day and he goes, Doug, what about what kind of a person are you when it comes to accountability? Is that important in different areas of your life? And of course, he knew my love language because I had a personal fear of putting a lot of weight back on. And he goes, Doug, I'm going to encourage you to reach out and support. You know this program. You're like killing it. And literally, he goes like literally killing it because you know what? You follow the program. We do a predictable transformation. You get results. And so I see some of you still logging on to the call tonight. So glad you're here. And it was cool that I began to help some people around me for accountability because I already knew the program and all we have to be is a guide to help others. And I'm just so glad that I reached out and decided to start helping a few other people. And thankfully, over the last few years, you know, my wife and I, or within a few years, we were able to become full-time independent certified OPTAVIA coaches. And we're really glad that we did. But you know what? It started because of one man. And our story really is incredible. We are, as OPTAVIA, we are currently really one of the most trustworthy companies in in all the world, put out by Forbes magazine. Dr. Anderson, you see a picture of him there on the right. I won't take the time to go through his accolades, and he would probably beat me over the head anyway for doing it. But this man has a passion to see Americans not just get physically healthy, but to transform their life, their body, their relationships, their finances, to take all of us to the next level. And, he was in a much different place over 20 years ago when he reached out to the incredible company of OPTAVIA Medifast, and which that's their corporate office there on the left-hand side in the Legg Mason building in downtown Baltimore. And he said, you know what, you have an amazing weight loss tool that's helping people lose weight, but I can help people completely transform their life through my habits of health system. And I want to see people, there's key things around the program in order for someone to be able to stay the journey of optimal health. And I've got those, but you have an amazing tool. What if together we created an awesome company where our most successful clients and our coaches begin to share the program with their friends and their family, and it would really go grassroots, and we could change the world for health. And we have just done that as we have launched into Asia and Singapore and Hong Kong just a month ago. And we're excited to really take OPTAVIA to the world and to share a little bit about what we're doing, because OPTAVIA is very simple. It is about lifelong transformation, just improving one healthy habit at a time. Well, I was going to bore you with some stats, but I don't think I need to. If you looked around in your local supermarket, if you stepped foot outside your door, if you stepped foot into your church, you realize the jokes. Being overweight has become, that's my fueling timer, by the way. I need to turn that off, and probably need to have something. It's a habit of health, by the way. But you probably looked around and health has become something. Some of you might even on the line might be going, Doug, forget about health. I just want to lose a little bit of weight. That was me. And I got to the place to where, a big guy starts joking about his health so I can beat people to the punchline of the joke before somebody says it about me. And you begin to use and shield your health as you begin to use it as a shield. Well, this was me. And there's a lot of people right now in this world that are in this place. And there's a lot of people that need help. And we have the ability together through OPTAVIA to do that and to help a lot of people, create health in their life. And, there's 4 key components to our program. There's the OPTAVIA Coach, and there's the Habits of Health system created by Dr. Anderson. There's this community, which some of you are even experiencing that here tonight. In fact, I think there's a few coaches on as well tonight. There's several thousand people on, but many of them are also health coaches. I would love for you to put in the chat how OPTAVIA has blessed your life, how you have increased the quality of your life by being a part of the community. Maybe it's the fuelings, maybe the habits of health, maybe your coach, maybe financially. How has your life improved? And maybe how long you've been a coach would be very helpful for some of the guests on the line, just to see some of the blessings that come from OPTAVIA. But we have 4 key components. And of course, our 4th component, even though it's only 25% of the program, it creates up to the bulk of how people are seeing these amazing results early on. Now, I'm going to save time, but an OPTAVIA coach, really, if you're exploring health coaching with us, a coach, all they pretty much have to do is care about others and have a heart to help others, because we just provide one-on-one support to really guide our friends, our family through our lifestyle system. If you were just on our Habits of Health call right before this, you saw my wife T and I just talking and sharing. We weren't teaching Dr. A's material. We were guiding you through where to find it yourself. I leave the heavy lifting up to Dr. A. I get to do the fun part. I get to talk to you. I get to talk to my friends, get to talk to my family. And wow, I am seeing the chat now. And congratulations, guys. I hope, I know it's a lot to read because a lot of it's coming in quick. But look at the stories of transformation and how coaching and OPTAVIA has blessed a lot of my friends' life on here, because this is just one big family. The Habits of Health system. Dr. A does the heavy lifting, but obviously we make small changes and we make consistent changes. We start to see results, and we set our clients up to win with an app, with a guide, with a book, everything that they need to know. And of course, my favorite, this community, really getting together every Wednesday night right here. We often have other calls on Mondays and different things throughout the week. We have Facebook groups to teach coaches how to be successful. And so we really got people's back. And then, of course, I almost was going to say our bread and butter, but that might not be right. Or I'll just go ahead and say it. How about the 5 and 1? How about the 4 and 2? How about a good leaning green, baby, right? That is so easy to just guide our clients through this process. And guys, that is what we offer. And I have two incredible people on the line tonight that I want you to hear their story of what they came in maybe needing from OPTAVIA, but how they have really improved their overall optimal health, how they've improved their healthy mind, how they've improved their healthy body, but also maybe even taken their finances to the next level. And so I want you guys just to hear from these next couple. Well, they're not a couple. I need to clarify that, right? Whitney is my friend. She's all the way from Jerseyville, I think Jerseyville, but anyway, the Midwest in Illinois. And this gal, she only came on as a coach just a short time ago, but her fire, her passion, even the person she is now, she didn't have the fire she does now just a few months ago. And things are waking up in her and her family and her community the more we're all around her. So I want you guys to hear her story of how OPTAVIA has blessed her life. Whitney, are you there?
Hi, Doug. I am.
Hey, take it away. You have a powerful, passionate story, so I'm going to turn it over to you.
Hey, thank you so much. Hi, guys. My name is Whitney Mullink. I am a certified health coach with OPTAVIA. I will correct Doug. I actually am from Bunker Hill, Illinois, which is a little bitty podunk town. But I had to drive to Jerseyville to my health and business coach's house because internet service is not the best. So anyway, but I'm so excited to be here. Like Doug said, I have not really been coaching that long, about 9 months. And professionally, I am a physical therapist assistant. I went back to school when I was 30, and I've been practicing for about 5 years now as a PTA. But I began program September of 18. And it's actually really funny because I had reached out to my coaches a year before I actually started program. My coaches are my cousins, and I'd kind of been stalking them on Facebook, kind of like some of you guys are probably have been doing to your coaches or to people you know, and just curious as to what they were doing. And I reached out to them and I said, hey, I can do this on my own, I think. Thanks, though, for your time. And it took me a year and an extra 10 pounds to say yes to program. And in that time, I lost 46 pounds in 3.5 months. And I will tell you, it was the best decision I ever made. I had absolutely no interest in coaching. In fact, I was telling my coach, Melinda, that I would refer people on to her. I was so excited. I felt absolutely amazing. I was changing my life. But I wasn't interested in coaching. I worked 40 plus hours a week. I am a mama of 2 boys, have an amazing husband, and I'm on our school board, and I was on our church board, and all these different things. Guys, I did not have time for this, okay? And so guess what? God placed this on my heart, and I started going. I was like, okay, let's do this. And so when Melinda said, what do you think? Okay, sure, why not? I began coaching with the intentions of just helping a few people. And I thought, yeah, this would be great because it was at Christmas time. I began coaching. I actually ordered my coach kit on Black Friday. And I began coaching in December. And I was like, oh yeah, a couple extra bucks to help me through Christmas time. And it'll be great. And the best part is that I went from working full-time to working part-time to now I'm working PRN, and I really only work maybe a day a week. And I'm happy to say I'm on my way out of the PTA world, even though I love my job. But I'll be honest with you guys, I love coaching. I'm able to help people, but I'm able to be with my kids. Like, I take my kids to school. They're 14 and they're 12, and I take them to school every day, and I pick them up every day. And I love being a coach because I get to love and serve others, but I get to integrate it into my life as a mom and as a wife and as a friend, and all those different roles that I play. But as I'm doing this, I'm creating a life for my family. It has created so much financial freedom for us. Like I said, I was a full-time physical therapist assistant, and now OPTAVIA is helping us financially. We're paying off debt. We're able to do things, take trips. We're excited. We're going to be headed to Arizona here in November as a family trip. We never took vacations as a family because it just wasn't in our budget. And now we have that financial freedom. I really didn't understand or think that I would really have that much influence and be able to really help a lot of people. But I knew that I wanted to share this with other people because, guys, if you've been on program, if you're somebody who's done program, how amazing you feel, what it's doing in your life. We need to share this with people. And if you choose to be a coach, guys, you're going to have massive impact on people. I saw some people in the chat say like they would like to coach, but they just don't have a big circle of influence. Guess what? I didn't think I did either. And it's been really crazy, how many people I've been able to help. So, it's just been amazing. It's changing our family. It's changing the trajectory of our family. And so if you're thinking about it, guys, do it. It's worth it because we have a lot of freedom in our family now. So
I love it, Whitney.
I'm excited.
Well, we can tell you're excited. And I think that's what I should say that's what we're looking for, but I would actually say is that what you're on the line looking for is a community to get involved with and you get excited about for yourself to maybe repurpose. I talk a lot about repurposing. We all go through different seasons of life, and sometimes it just seems like, man, am I just doing the day-to-day? Am I just doing the week-to-week thing? Is this going to be another, hump day Wednesday, TGI Friday? When am I going to start living again? And Whitney, just to see you and your husband Furry thriving, we can see why you're doing so well, because not only did you get healthy, losing 50 pounds, but now paying it forward. You're having a great time doing it, and you're helping a lot of people. So I love it. Well, sometimes the benefits of becoming a coach just is a reinforcement to your decision to stay healthy. It's like I was saying earlier, it's good accountability. You get to pay it forward, and you get to get text messages like I do, like, thank you for showing me this program, versus in my other job, they were angry text messages of people that were mad because their furniture was late. If you've ever dealt with a furniture store, just get used to that. You know what I'm talking about. But my text messages started changing, and people are like, OMG, like I got a picture of a guy today, and he's down in 6 weeks. He's down a lot of weight. He's feeling amazing. He sent me his before and after photo, and he was just literally like, thank you. I feel amazing. And I love the gift of paying it forward. And obviously OPTAVIA compensates us extremely well. We don't want tonight's call to be about, a ton of details, because really what we're looking for is, does our heartbeat align with your heartbeat? And I think that, if you have the heart for others and you have a desire to do more for you and your family, your coach, and we have other calls that can guide you through exactly how you're compensated. But as Whitney said, they compensate us pretty well for, in my opinion, sometimes, doing sometimes less than I feel like I'm compensated for. But you know what? I'm not going to send it back. So I'm very, very thankful. And of course, just the opportunity to create a new legacy of health for your own family and possibly even others. So somebody might be asking, before I bring on my friend John Buckner, which y'all haven't heard this guy who got healthy a couple of years ago, and this guy just came alive, but you'll hear from him here in a second. But, how does it really work if I'm saying, I might want to explore coaching? Well, it's a relationship model. It's about helping people. I will also say, you're like, Doug, if I don't like people, would I be a good coach? I would probably say that's the one area that I could say, I don't know if you would be the best coach if you don't genuinely like or want to help people. You get paid for helping people increase their optimal well-being. The nice thing is you get to become self-employed. You get to own your time. You get to be independent. You are an independent coach with OPTAVIA. And you get to start doing things and living life on your terms and not on, can I have the day off or work off in 3 weeks terms like you might be with your boss. But, many coaches coach part-time. Other people have decided to make this a full-time. In fact, I'd love to see that in the chat if people just happen to be full-time, part-time, or somewhere in between. That'd be interesting to see how many people are really full-time or part-time with OPTAVIA. And of course, it does cost $200 to become a health coach. And the nice thing is the company doesn't allow us to stock inventory. They do all the heavy lifting for you. All we have to know is who and where are the people, right? Who wants to get healthy? OPTAVIA takes care of everything out of their different headquarters. They're shipping on the West Coast and the East Coast. And so you don't have the big, heavy startup costs or inventory or things like that. And of course, a lot of flexibilities. And the nice thing is by becoming a coach, OPTAVIA doesn't have any monthly required purchases, no quotas. It's not hit this to do that. It's, if you want to help one person or 100 or help a lot of clients and coaches at the same time, you can do that. And the best part is we provide the training and support for you. So just like tonight, I'm educating you, or maybe I'm not educating you, I don't know, but filling you in on some things. We have some things that we know work to help your clients thrive, and where to find clients, how to start conversations. How do we share this with someone without saying, you need me, and being rude? We teach you everything that you would possibly know. And before we wrap up, I want you to hear from this guy who has life, who has passion, a couple of kids, got their dad back, a wife. I get text messages from her every so often saying how Kristen got her John back. Because this guy out of Northern California has just a renewed spirit and fire for life. And I would love for Mr. John Buckner to come on. And John, how has OPTAVIA blessed your life? Share with us and everybody a little bit about it.
Yeah, thank you for letting me share. I have some all prepared that I was thinking about, but just hearing about this started getting me thinking back to before we had OPTAVIA, and where our life not only was, but where it was headed. That's what I think about. And honestly, I just kept thinking this whole time is congratulations for being on this call. Somebody may have invited you. You may be on program. You may not even have known what this OPTAVIA thing was all about, but somebody said, hey, I think you'd be awesome at this. Do you want to check it out? Congratulations. Congratulations for being on here, because I'm going to tell you something. 5-6 years ago, I would not have got on this call. 5-6 years ago, my wife and I were church planners. If you don't know what that is we were basically just starting a church from the ground up, because for us, we loved helping people. And that was the box that I thought I needed to do that in. I went to school for that. I studied for that. That was the world that I could be effective in, to use my giftings or my passion. But what happened was, over time, just to keep that grind going, I was working 2, sometimes 3 jobs. And that was just to make ends meet. And even that was barely happening. I was battling depression that honestly nobody really knew about, not even my wife. Stuff I was keeping inside of me, from poor decisions, poor life habits, things like that. I was battling that. The stress of all that really led to about 40 pounds of weight that I put on physically. But I was just, honestly, in one word, I was stuck. I was stuck physically. I was stuck financially. I was stuck relationally. I was just stuck. And here's the problem is I was stuck, and I had no clue how I was going to get out of that. I had no clue where I could find freedom. I just thought that was my life. I had a passion to help people, but I was stuck in my box, what it was supposed to look like. And the stress of being overworked, the stress of where I was supposed to be, was so heavy on me that I had no idea how to get out of it. And then entered OPTAVIA. Like Whitney, we saw some friends on Facebook, and we thought, my wife and I thought, man, maybe if we could win in that area physically, at least we could find some hope in that area. Like maybe we can just get our heads above water in that area. And so I'm thinking about it because I know, can I just talk personally? Maybe I know there's thousands of people on this call, but if it was just me and you and we were at a coffee shop, like, could I just talk to you? Because I know it's probably the overstressed, overworked dad who has no energy for your family, because I was there. It's maybe the mom who wishes she could stay home with her kids, but they need to pay the bills. Maybe it's the single mom and you're afraid of how you're going to provide for your kids and take care of your family. Maybe you're like me. It was the pastor who had lost the passion in my purpose. I mean, if I could just sit and talk to you personally, because I would not have got on this call 5 years ago. And I was thinking about if I had not got on this call, if I had not said yes to OPTAVIA, what would I have been saying no to? Because really, when you say yes to something, you have to say no to something else. And if I would have said no to OPTAVIA, what I would have been saying no to was I would have been saying no, honestly, to my future. I would have been saying no to becoming who I'm supposed to be as a man and as a dad. Because I was the guy, when you ask, hey, how are things going? I had the company line, right? We all do it. I'm fine. Things are good, right? But what if for one moment we went below the surface? What if for one moment we went below the surface and got real and said how we really are? Because for me, if that would have happened 5 years ago, it would have been stuck. And here's the deal. You lose a lot of pride when you're getting your groceries from government assistance. A lot of your pride goes out the window when your son is sick and you hope it's not an ear infection because you don't have insurance because you couldn't pay for it and you can't take him to the doctor. Like you lose a lot of your pride when that's your current reality, right? And so for me, it wasn't just, yes, I needed to get healthy physically, but I needed to get healthy financially. I needed to get healthy emotionally, relationally, mentally. Like, honestly, the getting healthy physically was the added bonus. Everything else was the freedom so honestly, if I were to say no to that, it was like, I would have been saying no to the personal development that's made me the dad and father I am today and husband. I would have been saying no to my personal health transformation, both physically and mentally, if I would have said no to OPTAVIA. I would have said no to this community of friends that I didn't even know I needed. It's a community I wasn't looking for, but desperately needed. I would have been saying no to that. I would have been saying no to financial freedom. I would have been saying no to helping other people find freedom and breakthrough. And so my question to you is, if you're on the edge, if somebody invited you this, somebody saw something in you that they believe in. And so I would say, if it was just me and you sitting having coffee, I would say, I see you. I see where you're currently at. I know what's below the surface, and there's some value there. You have something to offer somebody else, and your story could be the key that unlocks their freedom. And so honestly, tonight, somebody saw something in you to give you this gift. It's a key. And you're in that cage, and you're locked up, and you don't know how to get out. This is a key. The question is, will you put it in, unlock it, and unlock your freedom? Because it's available to you. Who is on the other side of your yes? Thanks, Doug.
Well, oh man, no, John, thank you, because you served the people and me well tonight. So thank you for sharing your place of pain that has now become your place of reign. And Whitney, you as well. Your stories are what speaks, and that's what OPTAVIA is. We're a bunch of people in progress. There ain't nobody perfect. Here's what we are. We're a bunch of average people. That's it. But we have above average desires. And OPTAVIA, if you're like me, I was broke, overweight, and skeptical 10 years ago. And just so you know, that's a bad combination. Okay, it's not a good combination. But I was open to saying, okay, what would it be like? So you're saying Coach John, Whitney, Doug, my coach, you're saying you would teach me how to start conversations without sounding like a salesperson. Yes. You're saying that I could share my story, whether I have a weight loss story or not. We teach you how to share your story with your friends and family. And then the people who are interested approach you and you don't have to approach them. Yes. We're just a bunch of real people living real lives, accepting that we have, like John said, below the surface life, stuff that's not going well, stuff that doesn't look as good on our Instagram profile, and on our Facebook profile, because we all know you only post the best there, right? But we all have real life going on. Because for me, 10 years ago, it was from the outside, it looked like the Wood family was doing really well. It looked like the boat in the driveway was probably paid for. Oh, no, brother. There was nothing paid for about that. That was called about ready to lose it. But I couldn't tell people that because your point, John, had pride. So it probably left you with a lot of questions tonight. But we're confident that the person who invited you to this call will be able to answer some questions and maybe even hop on a call after this or tomorrow with you and explore some more details of what coaching might look like for you and if it's the right fit for you. Notice I said if it's the right fit for you, we want to welcome you to this family. We will teach you. We will work with you. We will equip you. We cannot do the work for you. It does take work. Dreams take work. Action. It's going to take some action, but we'll teach you where to put the right places and things together. It's an honor having you here tonight. Congratulations on showing up tonight and making you and your family and your legacy a priority. God bless, my friends. Good night.
This audio may have contained the personal testimonials of some OPTAVIA coaches or clients of OPTAVIA. The results relayed in these messages are based on the unique experiences of the participants, and we cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. While you may be inspired by these accounts, please note that any stories of success have not been verified and your individual path to optimal health will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you consult with a healthcare provider before starting a weight loss program. Yours in health, the OPTAVIA team.